Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today I want to talk about how sometimes looking at our 3D circumstances can hold us back from focusing on what we actually want to manifest. And so let's just talk through this. So what is going on currently in your 3D reality, in your 3D circumstances? Just pull that up in your mind briefly, and be honest about it. Like, if you're manifesting a specific person and you know that your specific person is with a third party, that's the circumstance. Now, often we look at that circumstance and say, like, I can't have what I want to ourselves because, they're with a third party or there's this circumstance in the way. And so we let that circumstance, the 3D reality, what's happening now, trip us up and kind of even hold us back from what we're actually manifesting. We know what we want to manifest. We know we have clarity on it, but because of the feeling that it's impossible, because of a circumstance, we hold ourselves back and we don't do the focusing work that we need to do. We just keep ruminating on the impossibility of getting what we want. And that's where our focus is. And so that's what's happening. That's what's getting pushed out in your 3D reality again. And so what you need to do, what manifesting is deliberately pulling your attention away from whatever is happening in your 3D circumstances. Because, you might have heard the phrase, circumstances don't matter. If you've heard that, it's all over the manifesting community. I'm pretty sure Amy Westmoreland said it first from Illuminating Joy. In trying to trace back the phrase circumstances don't matter, I'm pretty sure the first time I heard that was through one of her videos. But nevertheless, a lot of people say it. It's been adopted and it's true. She's right. It's true. Circumstances don't matter. And so no matter what your current circumstances are, you can still manifest exactly what you want. But you have to make a deliberate decision, a deliberate choice to take your attention, take your focus off of what's happening in your current 3D reality, right? And deliberately choose to put your attention and your focus on what it is you're manifesting inside your internal world. And so I use this quote very often, so I'm going to say it again. Neville Goddard has a quote: leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the mirror and change your face. So when you're looking in the mirror and seeing the face that you have in the mirror, that's like you looking directly at your 3D circumstances. This is what is. And so if you're telling yourself, this is what is, so this is what is. I can't change it. This is, then that's not it, right? That's not manifesting. That's just sort of observing the 3D reality, accepting it, and focusing on it, and thereby choosing it, selecting that as your reality in the future. And you just keep reselecting and reselecting. But what we want to do is select something new, select something different, select exactly what we want. So we want to step away from the mirror, kind of shut off our senses, in a sense, to these circumstances, and then put our focus in our internal world on what we do want, right? We're going to get what we do want. Now, I know especially when you're first hearing this and you're first learning this, that can seem a little bit wild, because you're but I have to live in this what do I do? Do I if I'm pretending, if I'm putting my focus here, and that's not it either. You can accept what's happening. That's fine. You can accept whatever, but that doesn't have to affect where you're putting your focus, right? And you're gonna, when you have to interact, say you have to interact with your specific person in 3D reality, you're gonna accept the circumstances as they currently are, and you're gonna be unbothered by them. because you know that your power is in your internal world and you know where you're putting your focus there. So if it's in your face in the 3D reality that, whatever it is, the circumstances, like, your bank balance, your specific person not responding to your texts, or, you're in no contact, or whatever it is. Like, I'm just naming some like random circumstances, right? Those circumstances, like, you can be unbothered by that. And then you just act however like a person would act when they're just chill and unbothered about whatever the deal is. And then, like, you're just moving on with, your confidence in your manifesting process, confidence in yourself that you can manifest what you want. And so, like, this day, like, whatever's happened in this day, in this circumstance, okay, fine. This is fine. And then you also want to make sure that you're choosing things in terms of what you can control in your 3D reality, like, after that moment. Like, you want to make sure that you're doing your focusing work in your internal world about getting what you want. Maybe that's affirmations. Maybe that's scripting. Maybe that's a meditation. And then you also want to just find other things that are not related to your manifestation that you want to do, that you want to experience. Like, whatever that is. Like, maybe it's just going and sitting by, to a park. Or, I'm just trying to think of, like, just something simple. Like, actively choose yourself. Actively choose to be chill. And then actively choose to focus on what you want. And I know that sounds really simple, because it is really simple. But it's not, it's easier said than done, right? Like, if it were that easy, like, why wouldn't everybody be doing it? And it's because those 3D circumstances just are so in our face that we get sucked in to the feeling of it. But we don't have to. And I just want to encourage you today to practice, like, being there and accepting your 3D circumstance, even if it's the opposite of what you want. And then returning to your internal world where you have the power, you are the operant power, and just trusting and knowing that you can put your focus on exactly what you want and manifest it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for listening. And with that, may you manifest exactly what you want.